My husband and I retired and have moved back to the family farm. This family farm has been in my family for about 200 years. We are here enjoying this farm and retirement with our inside cat Henry and our outside cat Figaro. Welcome back to MV Ranch with Mary and Mike. And right now we are enjoying triple digit temperatures with heat index that keeps us inside most of the time. Figaro goes hunting most every day and finds great joy in bringing his hunt up to the front porch or back porch to show me his next kill. So this is us watching Figaro hunt a rabbit in the backyard. You might be thinking, how boring. But really, after the fast-paced life of having to get up and go to work every day, being able to just relax and take the time to watch something like this, we consider a great blessing, because we didn't have time to do such things for about 30 years. Squash because it was totally infested with stink bugs or squash bugs, whatever you want to call them. And I had tried this neem oil concoction on it and that didn't work, so I'm trying to spray this pumpkin plant and save it, even though you can tell that it has already started yellowing some of the leaves on the bottom. I don't know if that's just from the growth underneath, because it's still putting out these little streamers, so I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to be able to save that or not, but I hope so, because I really wanted a pumpkin. But oh well. But the corn and the beans are doing good. I got my first little harvest of beans this morning. And the basil is amazing. It's all blooming. Tomatoes have started turning. Zinnias are doing great. Guarded by Figaro. These beans didn't, they're blooming and blooming and blooming. You can see all the blooms on them. But I haven't got many beans off that yet. And you can see the watermelon. It's getting bigger and bigger. Got all these blooms. But the blooms on it, some of them are they're just not making anything. They're making a little bitty watermelon, and the little bitty watermelon is dying on the vines. I don't know what's going on with it. But the mustard is growing, and the 2 beets are growing. I've got another little seed of marigold coming up, and the marigold has not bloomed yet at all. But the zinnias are bunching out. No avocado yet. And the sunflower, Julie, is fixing to put out blooms. They're beautiful. So beautiful. And every morning they turn toward the sun, of course, so that's exciting. I didn't get out here with the early morning sun this morning, but you can see how the watermelon is going. And I'll blooms that put out the little baby watermelon. But you can tell the little baby watermelon's not gonna make it. And the okra is putting out blooms. It's got little baby okras on it. I'm anxiously awaiting those because I love okra, fried okra. Yummy. So that's the garden for now. I've got other little pots that have reddish and mustard and petunias and citronella and things like that. But other than that, here we are. We found a great eating place close by in Mammoth Springs called Fred's Fish House. And it's truly wonderful. The fried fish and the french fries and the coleslaw was amazing. And Mike even got to show off his new hat. Whew, it is so humid out today. And we've been working on the garden. We've been adding more raised beds. Here's Michael coming around the corner. He's bringing me more dirt. I think it's about time to make some salsa. Beautiful zinnias. Got the new beds amended to ready for our fall garden. I love seeing so many flowers and blooms in the garden this year. We were reminded of the promise that God made. ventured down the trail. They're beautiful. Black-eyed Susans. But there's the trail. Going back to the red oak trees. Woo, look at that watermelon. And I can hardly wait for the okra to mature. It's looking so dark green, look at it. And the marigolds have practically taken over. Sunflowers are doing excellent. I told Mike watching this sunflowers kind of like watching the phases of the moon, because right now this is the phase we're in. It's not a full sunflower yet. And the zinnias, so beautiful. We did pick the corn. We got 6 ears off of it. It was so good. Peaches and cream. It's lovely. And I'm waiting for these beans to get big enough to pick. They're not quite there yet. And the pumpkin, I think it's coming back out. I think the cycle for the stink bug or squash bug has ended. So I'm hoping that I have pumpkins before the fall. And these zinnias are just outdoing themselves. And kind of taking over the bean plants. They have several beans on them. So I can't wait for those. And the tomatoes have spilled over. I've got several that are like down inside. You see that red in there. I've got to harvest those to make some salsa. And the basil, well, I did not clip the leaves. I was supposed to be clipping the leaves and collecting them, but I like the flowers so much and they smell so good that I just kind of let it go, and it has gotten so big compared to those little tiny plants. I think I had like four little plants in there, and it is just blossomed and blossomed. And the peppers are fantabulous. Like I said, I want to make some salsa sometime soon. It's gonna happen. The orange marigolds have just bloomed the whole summer, and we're getting tomatoes off the vines. And the basil is beautiful and getting bigger. The beans are getting bigger, almost ready to harvest. And the beautiful green zinnias, I really want to save the seeds for those. And the sunflowers finally opened all the way. And the watermelon's getting bigger and bigger every day. We got to celebrate Ben's birthday with him. This is the marigold I waited eons for, it seemed like. I love looking at these flowers, but I also like seeing the butterflies and the bees and all the insects that like to come and drink the nectar. Peach jam that tastes like peach cobbler.
It's calf versus Mike.
The one that's running on the outside of the fence was the one that normally gets in. But this one, the ghost, doesn't normally try it, but she did today. The mama cows usually come up. Hopefully he's gonna go out peaceful. I don't know, maybe not. He's thinking about it. There's Ghost Mama. She's not paying any attention whatsoever. Yay! Next, I canned the salsa, which Mike said was delicious. Those clouds are actually what's left over from the Sahara Desert dust coming across our area. Figaro is showing us his mouse. Mike's working on getting the two mounds and putting them on the road, and we use that topsoil on the garden, the new raised beds, and this one's going to go on the road. So it's going to look much different in the front yard. I've never made fried okra made from scratch, so I thought I'd use my first bundle of okra and chopped it up, made up the egg mix, salt and pepper, a little bit of flour. I put it in a bag and put my okra inside. I learned later that you can put cornmeal in there and it separates it a lot faster and easier, and it does taste better too. And then I fried it in peanut oil. And this batch turned out in clumps, which is okay. It's kind of like fried squash, so it was really good. I wanted to capture as many pictures of the sunflowers as I could because they don't last forever, you know. before the heat, and this is after the heat. I'm noticing that the zinnias are even getting more pale. But these marigolds are as vibrant as ever. Figaro is my constant companion outside, which I love because it makes me feel safer.
Hello folks, there I am again on the tractor. This pile of dirt was mostly clay soil. It had some topsoil in it, but I'm trying to get rid of it out of our yard, so I put it down the hill going into the hay bottoms, trying to fill in the hole that was down there. It took every bit of it, and the problem is with it is that it's not enough clay. It really needed to be a lot more clay. It's just a hole that just keeps growing. Not enough sunlight getting in there to this area which I'm taking it to. We wound up getting stuck. Me and my brother-in-law, Eddie, got down there and slipped off into that hole, and we fought with it for a little while. Beautiful sunsets. I moved that rock over there, and there was another rock I was going to move. It was bigger than me and the tractor. Ray's got a little bit of a plant growing right there in the corner. That Figaro, he's always licking his kill off, so cleaning himself up. He's a pretty cat. He's got good claws, too. Whew. Knows how to use them. Been working on my front yard trying to get rid of some of the crabgrass. Looks pretty good right there, but you can see some of the remoter trying to. The one place I didn't want it to grow is where it's growing. There I am heading down the hill, going down to the hay bottom with another load of dirt. I worked in the evenings mostly because it was so hot during this time. Just couldn't function during the day.
The temperatures have been in the 100 degrees and plus with the heat index added to it this week. So these evenings when it cools down just a little bit, I like to come out and enjoy it and feel a little bit of comfort and spend some time with Figaro, because I don't come out here when it's real hot. I can't stand it. I'm used to the air conditioned. I know, big baby, but it's true. And they have been cautioning people about staying indoors and drinking plenty of fluids, because there is a rise of respiratory infections and things right now. So, and of course, COVID is starting to make another round. So, yay. So this summer, we have enjoyed baby shower.
Yeah. Well, Isaac Daly.
And we just got through enjoying being with Ben and the kids for his birthday.
Yeah, he's not such a baby no more, but he's our baby.
Always will be.
Yep.
And there's plans to work on the shop in the future and get some things sorted.
Try to find the floor.
And try to figure out where everything's going to go and what we're going to do. And as far as, are we going to have chickens, or are we going to have goats, or where we're going to put that at, and what kind of fence we're going to have, and how we're going to manage all of that, because anything you add a daily chore. So
yeah, I like the idea of not being glued down to staying somewhere all the time. But this is our view in the evenings.
Yeah,
seeing the cows. They're usually right in front of our fence about 6:30 or 7 o'clock every night. May save some okra seed and what other seeds did you save?
Zucchini and squash. I don't know if I saved any yellow squash or not. Yeah, we make trips down to the river every once in a while because it gets hot.
Yeah, the cows are there quite a bit too because they enjoy that water.
They have certain times that they go down there, about 5 o'clock. So I'm not spending as much time at the river as I thought I would.
Well, it's been rather hot.
I thought when we moved here that I'd be there all the time, but the air conditioner is right there.
Yeah. Modern conveniences are nice.
Yeah. I know we have been thinking about, what we would do if we lost electricity and,
She made a wise decision.
We'd sweat. That's what we
Go into the water too much.
if the economy goes down or something like that. We've been thinking about survival skills and
yeah. Everybody's worried about this presidential election, but we have one every 4 years, so it's gonna happen, whether it's good or bad, or you just have to endure and go on. Life goes on. Everybody gets really worked up about all this, but I know I'm a little more interested in this election because the VP on one side is my cousin. And in case you hadn't figured that out, his last name is Vance.
Yeah, I did the research, so Mike's been telling everybody.
My cousin.
That to the 11th power on Mike's side and the 9th power on JD's side, it's the same person. It's Dr. Francis Lancelot Vance. And they are both Scotch-Irish. So, yeah, it's really fun to talk about. And the people that Mike has met and talked to, they're, bewildered, slightly amazed to hear about it.
Yeah, when I tell them it's my cousin, they all get excited.
He's got his headphones on and he is mowing and rocking at the same time.
He's probably just as much brain as most people I've talked to than me.
Well, he does talk a lot of sense. So
yeah, I do like what he has to say. Didn't know much about him until the election process. There's the pretty girl and her boyfriend.
That's not my boyfriend. He is a good friend, though. He does help.
He's with her all the time.
And here's the pest.
Yeah.
He's always pestering Henry.
Yeah, well.
Because Henry likes to watch the screen door to make sure, he doesn't miss Figaro.
Yeah, and then they fight each other,
and they're
between the glass.
Still not friends. And the marigolds, the big marigolds, finally started blooming, and they have taken off.
They're very pretty.
Like a blaze of glory.
The garden is Mary's sanctuary because I kind of stay out of it unless she asks me to do something for her, because it gives her her own project and I stay out of her hair, and she kind of likes that, and I'm glad she has her own interest. I enjoy the reaping of the harvest.
Yeah, the fruits of my labor.
Yeah, the fruits of her labor are very tasty.
I'm starting to can and cook some more. Oh, I love this one. This is when the baby calves were fighting.
Yeah. Working on some of them
There's so much fun.
Testosterone, I guess. They're just
Oh, they were filling their oats that day. And they love to go down there and push on that hay bale. So funny because they think they're as big as it is.
well, they are partially because it fell apart.
Well, they definitely will be.
Just like little kids having fun.
Yeah.
No preconceived ideas. No care of political party. Just being kids.
That's the way we're supposed to be.
Yes, it is.
It's a shame that people are losing friendships over this stuff. And families.
Just agree to disagree and keep on going.
Yeah. Although there are things in this world that I'm seeing that are very scary to watch and hear about. Things that I don't agree with and I wish were not happening.
Yeah. Us Christians need to speak up more, I guess.
Well, that's why
I'm
we're
just
here.
as guilty as the next person, though. That's the reason why we're having the troubles we're having in this country, I believe. But life is simple when you look at it from a calf's perspective.